Hey, Joe. How's running the country treating you?
Don't play coy with me, Barack. You owe me.
If we're handing out presidential pardons, I could really use some help over here.
I'm actively trying to incriminate you, Donnie. Why would I do that?
You confess. Now I'm going to take this recording and go public unless you pardon me.
You aren't recording anything.
How do you know?
Because I have an FBI live stream of you going 24/7.
Are you jerking me around? That's a total violation of my rights.
Yeah, Joe, not cool.
Don't act all innocent, Barack. I know for a fact you showed Joe how to do this back in 2016 to spy on my campaign.
I wouldn't have the faintest idea of what you're referring to, Donald.
The new update is unbelievable. I had them install Smell-O-Vision.
Are you sniffing my wife digitally?
Mostly, but sometimes your daughter comes over.
Okay, that's actually fucked up.
He's probably doing the same shit to you, Barack.
Nah, bro, I don't like the smell of black people.
I would normally be very angry at this point, but I'm just glad Joe isn't invisibly sniffing my family.
If you want to keep it that way, you'll give me what I want.
Fine, Joe, we can do a waifu list.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Wait 1 second, I'll get my lotion.
I did not need that last bit, but I guess we are past 5K subs.
Looks like your ass is at 5K subs, mostly steak and cheese.
Well, now I'm hungry. How am I supposed to be horny?
You should be fine. That McDonald's bag wasn't there this morning.
Get out of my fucking house, Joe.
What genre of waifu are we discussing?
Alien waifus, the people have spoken.
Thousands of people voted for this.
That's actually crazy. You all ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Stop the cap, Don. You know you've been researching this topic recently.
Are you watching me jerk off too?
No, Donnie, but I did just bait you into a confession.
It's a trap!
Whatever, assholes. What kind of aliens are we eye-fucking this evening?
There's a lot of aliens, man.
I think we got to pick an IP.
Star Wars seems to be the most popular.
Do it!
Okay, let's just cover all of Star Wars. Shouldn't take that long.
I think there's like hundreds of waifus in Star Wars.
In that case, let's just cover ones that have speaking lines or are more significant to the story.
Fair enough.
We got to start with the OG, Princess Leia.
So like 6,000 people voted to see aliens, and your first pick is just a normal-ass human?
Don't disrespect the legend. She was one of the first sci-fi waifus.
Strictly speaking, every human in Star Wars is also an alien because Earth isn't even in their galaxy, so we can rank them too.
I guess it does put the actual aliens in perspective.
Is this Slave Leia?
Whatever look you want for anyone on this list.
R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. I hope she's in a better place with tons of space cocaine.
She was quite a looker back in the day, huh?
Definitely pretty sexy.
I think she's up there. Maybe not S tier.
S tier for sure.
I'm a firm believer in A tier for her. What's that, attractive tier?
Amazing tier names, Barack. This should be the standard for all the waifu lists moving forward.
That's a good standard.
Joe spends most of his time looking at the Forsaken tier.
At least I'm not in the Forsaken tier.
That's because you're on the cover.
Rank Leia, assholes.
A tier. Respectful yet realistic.
I'm going to pour millions of taxpayer dollars into genetically engineering real-life rancors and place a trap door in your house with one in there if you don't put her in S tier. You literally say respectful and then disrespect her.
Fuck off, Lib Fortuna. I would evade your trap and tame the rancor to ride as I campaign against you in the upcoming election.
I'm going to break the tie here and say S tier. She deserves it.
Fine. I'm not going to throw a fit over it.
That's a nice change of pace.
What's up, you dick twisters?
Bill, perfect timing.
Oh, God, we didn't need 2 creeps on this list. Now everything will be skewed toward the unholy.
When are you going to get over the sleepover, Donnie Bobani?
What sleepover?
You weren't there, Barack. It was at the island.
That's why I wasn't there, huh?
Ton of great memories on that island. Sunsets were amazing.
I'm sure that's all you remember about that island. Not the sex-trafficked foreign minors.
Jeff never said they were enslaved or minors.
I'm not convinced that either of you asked a single question about these girls.
You're wrong, Donnie. I know all their favorite flavors of ice cream.
What were you doing at Jeffrey Epstein's island anyway, Don?
They promised a LAN party with OG Cod and Halo. I just didn't know I'd be playing with strictly 13-year-old South American girls.
Yeah, you had to have your wife come get you on a yacht like an ultra-rich toddler.
A real shame what happened to your friend.
That's the difference between you and me, Don. You pay for people to be quiet. I pay to make people silent.
That's cold.
Oh, please, Bill. You know you married into the thug life.
Yeah, Hillary is the real stone-cold killer.
How many of the Clintons' people will unalive themselves with vanishing guns before we do something about it?
Doesn't matter one bit, because the everyday Joe has no intelligence whatsoever, so I can do whatever I want.
But I'm not an everyday Joe, right, Billy? Bill?
We're in the middle of a waifu tier list, Bill. Are you in or not?
It's crazy to me that you feel the need to ask. Good start with Leia S tier. I love slaves.
Chill out or you're getting kicked. This isn't the Caribbean.
Well, Barack, did your wife give you a hard time this morning?
At least my wife speaks to me.
So you just feel like bucking up to the old timer? That's okay. Get it out. I've been 62.
You're saying it like I just dropped my balls or something. I'm 61 and you're 76, bro. This isn't high school.
15 years is a big difference, evidently.
Yeah, that's about the age where a girl gets too old for you.
All right, I will not hear another word out of anyone unless it's about the tier list.
Next is Mon Mothma.
Mon was pretty sexy back then.
In her Andor appearance, she was also quite hot.
Gawking at her was the only good part about that show.
Your takes are actually impressive. Nobody has ever dared to be this stupid. I think you might set a record.
Eat dicks, Donald.
I'm not so sure she belongs in S tier with my queen slave.
I hate to agree with that. Do we all like A tier for Mon?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to poke her, Mon.
Okay, now we have an actual alien. Oola the Twi'lek.
Oola La.
First tweet of the list, I expect there will be many.
You're right about that, Don.
I see her as a mid-tier compared to the other Leku ladies.
Jabba didn't even like her very much.
The Rancor sure did.
Moochie was a goat.
She's an average Twi'lek, so that would mean she's above average compared to humans.
Right, I'm thinking A tier for her.
I could even go B, but that's okay.
Those three were pretty easy. Now we actually have to test ourselves. What do we think about Snootles?
What in God's name is she doing on this list?
Wait, hear me out.
No.
Let him spit.
Snootles is obviously not attractive, but look what she's working with.
Plus, she's a singer. You know what that means, top tier, Blowy.
Even if that's true, you're going to seriously let that thing near you? She dated a Hutt.
Big yikes.
Who cares?
Anyone with a fully functioning brain. F tier?
True, Donnie.
I would probably do it, but I also agree with Forsaken, if I'm being honest.
That's just wrong. Can we get back to the hot waifus?
Sure thing, pal. Next is the Sarlac pit.
Excuse me?
Barack.
If I was a crate dragon, I would be all up in that.
This is a carnivorous sand squid pit. How are you supposed to fuck it?
Come on, Donnie. Haven't you ever heard of Vor?
No, and I don't want to start now. You're an asshole for putting this in, Barack.
I was just seeing where our heads are at.
Wait. Nah, F tier.
Okay, now we're moving into the prequels.
The golden age for alien waifus.
Starting off with a highly slept-on Jedi Master, Gallia.
Who?
Jedi Master, pretty hot, not the most alien of the aliens.
Her hair tentacles are not nearly as hot as any other races.
But she's still bad as hell. Look at her eyes.
Nobody here is looking at eyes but Chew.
I will agree, she is slept on, though.
Where do we think? I'm at S tier.
I'm almost with you, but not quite S.
There's a reason nobody knows her.
Yeah, it's because she didn't get a lot of screen time. Then Savage oppressed the shit out of her.
So attractive?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, baby, the S tiers are coming up.
Yaddle.
What?
Hell yeah. I put a Grogu right in her.
Cap.
Yeah, Joe, you seriously want to screw a small, leathery senior?
It's the same as what I'm doing now.
Are you talking about Jill, or are you still jerking it?
I guess both apply.
You dirty bastard. No wonder we used to call you Joe Jerkoff.
Yaddle is forsaken.
I tend to agree.
At least put her in don't.
No thanks. Okay, now back to human aliens. Padme.
Natalie Portman is pretty hot.
Especially in The Phantom Menace.
She was underage then.
Oops.
You say oops a lot, don't you?
Padme is A tier, enough said.
What?
I actually agree with Bill, and now I feel dirty.
This is crazy.
I'm at S tier, but like lower S tier. For sure, some hotter options.
Wow, I didn't think we would rank her under Leia.
Her politics got in the way for me. Fucking space AOC.
I guess old Bill knows a thing or two, huh?
You just got lucky this time. Your takes blow. Next is the famous bug-slinging bounty hunter Zam Wesell.
Oh, she a Betty.
Although she could transform into anybody, and that seems like an S-tier ability, I feel I must point out that it wasn't perfect, and her natural form is that of an ogre.
Damn, that didn't occur to me instantly.
That is actually an issue.
Nah, that's hot. I try and drag the devil out of her.
Couldn't be me, dude.
I'm not even saying she's forsaken, but if you are likely to see her gross face during, then that is cringe as all hell.
Cringe sounds good, actually.
I'm willing to settle for that.
S tier.
Okay, cringe it is.
Asshole.
Next is the lengthy Kaminoan, Taun We.
Dear God,
Ooh, she's a tough one.
Easy S tier for me, nothing like her.
she's staring into my soul.
She's aquatic. You already know it's about to be wet.
If you can even reach that giraffe snatch,
I was also thinking D tier. Not quite as bad as the Forsakens, though.
I'd be at bangable.
so generous. I'd be an F tier.
I think Don't is perfect for her.
Come on, space is the final frontier and you're going to reject Taun We? There's so many discoveries to be made by having sexual relations with that woman.
You really gonna die on this hill? We have like 30 more to go.
I appreciate the in-depth list, Barry.
I just didn't want to keep hearing. What about the one with the neck?
Who's next?
Next is the Jedi Togruta,
Yes.
Shaak Ti.
Oh, shucks.
Try not to be too disappointed, Joe. Shaak Ti was the OG.
She's the most exotic woman I've ever seen, and I spend most of my time in Bangkok.
Truly a legend.
Fuck that. They tried to kill her in like 5 different ways and ended up cutting all of them. Plus, she could use a haircut.
That shit isn't hair, Joe. It's part of their sensory ability. She can't cut it.
Boring, B tier.
What? I was totally thinking S tier for her.
I'm up there with you too, Don.
Not like my opinion is being taken very seriously, but I agree with you two pricks.
I guess she kind of has resting bitch face, and her tattoos are kind of whack.
I don't think I can tell you one good thing that Shaak Ti ever did.
She gave our boys in Domino Squad another chance so they wouldn't become janitors instead of the heroes we know.
Okay, cool, but when did she ever fight a Sith Lord or do a flip?
She never did.
A tier.
I can settle on that.
Cool, Barack?
I'm fine with that. Next is, oh boy, Aayla Secura.
Mommy.
It's the goat.
I'm blue. Dabba-dee, dabba-die.
She's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal made with blue milk.
What's not to like here? She's a 10 out of 10 in every single measurable category.
Plus, she's the only Jedi that I know of that was DTF. In canon, the Jedi Council had to issue a warning against her for being too attached to her clones. I think we all know what was going on.
So that explains why they pumped 100 shots into her during Order 66. Incel energy.
Also in Legends, her and Kit Fisto had a love story.
My man.
Oh, she wanted the Fisto, huh?
Dude, her Clone Wars CGI model was fucking ridiculous.
I want to personally thank Dave Filoni for pushing the limit and making Aayla into Space Shakira.
True, bro, those hips did not lie.
Okay, let's not write a book on how hot she is. Let's just put her in her rightful spot in S tier.
Barry, I was about to bust and you just ruined it.
Take your hand out of your pants. You're the leader of the free world.
It wouldn't be free anymore if I couldn't.
Do you need to go into horny timeout?
Gotcha, bro. I haven't touched my wiener this entire time, which is more than I can say about most dudes watching this.
Down bad.
Yeah, I see you. If you don't want some major leaks at the FBI, then a vote for Biden in the upcoming election would be pretty tight.
Has this entire thing been a campaign ad for you, Joe? Is that your angle, Obama?
Nah, man.
It wasn't even really my idea. Nancy has noticed this channel is getting traction.
Ha, she's a slimy little mastermind, isn't she? Good handies from her, too.
That's disgusting.
I just puked in my mouth a little.
Let's get back to the actual aliens instead of talking about that old lizard.
Thank you. Next is Master Luminara.
Here we go. Hot AF S tier.
I don't think so.
You just don't like Arabs. Never had a Mia Khalifa face.
True, Luminara was thick as hell.
So are we basing all our opinions off the Clone Wars models that Dave Filoni made twice as cheeked up?
I don't see why not.
I did say whatever look you want for any of the picks. I feel that should go for these.
Animated waifus are better anyway.
Jesus. Okay, if it's Luminara Unduli, then I'll say S tier.
Dave thinks he's so sneaky with her in the loose black robes. Also, her apprentice Barris has huge tits.
Oh, Joe, underage.
Oops.
That's no fun.
Moving on. Next is the bounty hunter, Aura Singh.
Yeah!
I think we need to discuss the fingers first and foremost.
Bro, this bitch is cringe.
No way, you tubby fuck. She's got everything in the book. Mainly fingers that would make any butthole tremble.
Reprehensible. But she is pretty hot other than that.
I like how white she is.
Why does that not surprise me?
S tier, you gotta admit it.
Cringe.
She's evil, though. You know that's going to be more experience than the Jedi monks that are supposed to be celibate.
Fair point. I think we go A tier because she's actually batshit crazy.
That's a good thing.
Accept it, Bill.
Gosh darn it.
Now it's Ventress.
Very good.
Tasteful waifu material.
Hot bald babes are where it's at. Reminds me of my fling with Brittany during her insane phase.
Wow.
Filoni at it again. Is she a bad thing?
Shit.
Fine as hell.
Whoa.
Thick as fuck.
Oh my God.
That's my baby. Song name, Caroline, by the way.
That's a bump, but let's get back to Ventress. Are we at S tier?
I don't think she's the hottest in the franchise, but I do think she's S tier.
No argument from me. They made her into a tragic hero by the end of the series. It's a crime against humanity that they didn't finish her storyline.
There's actually a book about it.
Nobody cares, nerd.
Obamacare.
Who's next on the menu?
The Pantoran, Senator Chuchi.
I'd like to get some coochie from Chuchi.
Good one, Joe.
Thanks, Billy.
Pretty mid.
Yeah, I'm not so high on her as you two. I'd be at A tier, though.
I'm at bangable.
You wish.
You think just because your body count is in the quintuple digits, you think you're better looking than me?
I'm just saying you're straight D tier, man.
That's actually more generous than Joe rated me, so I'll take it.
So you two are firm on S?
Not really, to be honest. Missing some junk in the trunk.
She's flatter than my morning pancakes.
So A tier, then?
Good.
Sheesh. Now we have the Goddess of the Light, simply known as the Daughter.
Instant S tier, literal goddess.
Wait, I thought we were doing Star Wars. What's Palutena doing on this list?
You're right, Joe. Damn, I didn't realize she's an exact copy.
Sexy regardless, she's glowing with god power.
Plus, she can turn into a griffin.
That's not helping anything for me, but she's still S tier, and there is no argument against it.
You just like the daughter because you think your own daughter's hot?
Fuck off.
Yeah, I agree. She's S tier. Now, the opposite side of the spectrum, Mother Touzan.
I'm into it.
I'm shocked.
I want to say high tier, but it's pretty cringe that a demon is speaking behind her voice, therefore it would also moan.
You're right. She's kind of a toss-up.
S tier if I can take a run at the rest of the tribe.
Including the zombies?
Oh, shit.
Put her in at least bangable. We have no idea what kind of witchcraft she would use to make it spicy. Plus, you could ask her to make you ripped, 6'10", and force sensitive.
You actually make a fair point here.
Okay, B tier she goes. Next is Mama the Hutt.
What the fuck, bro, Obama? What is Honey Boo Boo's mom doing on this list?
Wait, now get the hell out of here.
Not even me, bro.
Okay, bros, just joking. Next is actually a droid, the luxury droid.
Thing is creepy. I'd rather they just have no face like the ridiculously sexy Russian robots from Atomic Heart.
These ones do have a creepy sex doll look.
It's a futuristic fleshlight. I think it would cause total population collapse and end the human race.
I'd have one in every color and shape and size.
I know what you mean, creep.
I'm thinking cringe.
Sounds good.
Fine, but I'm using taxpayer dollars to make these real. Emailing Elon now.
Okay, we're done with the Clone Wars. Now on to the Age of the Empire.
Aren't you forgetting the most important waifu from the Clone Wars?
You better not be talking about who I think.
Ahsoka.
No, Joe underage.
No way, how old is she again?
15 to 17.
So 16, huh? Well, the vast majority of the states have the age of consent at 16.
Joe, I will fucking kick you if you keep doing this.
Kick me? Do you realize who you're talking to right now? It's not your administration anymore, Barack, and I'm taking control now.
What the?
Did you just mute Obama?
I had the FBI take over his computer. I'm in control. He can still hear us, but his ass is muted for what I'm about to say.
I like where this is going.
I do not.
First of all, Ahsoka is undeniably hot as fuck. Perfect body, nice tattoos, sexy face, superhuman agility, the list goes on and on. Hottest chick in the franchise, easiest S tier in the galaxy.
Spit facts, Joey.
It was literally the biggest bait ever to make Ahsoka Anakin's apprentice in the first place. The council knew what happened with him and Padme, then they just so happened to ship him the hottest Padawan they had to see if he broke. Haha, Yoda is a fucking evil mastermind.
Good God, I'm sorry, Barack.
Next is Barriss, not quite as hot as Luminara, but still S tier. She has the biggest rack of any Jedi, and she's still a Padawan.
Go off.
I'm starting to feel like I want to be picked up early again.
Also, I know Obama isn't going to let me rank Sabine either, so I'll put her in A tier. Cute, but a little too punk rock for me.
I'll agree with that.
I've got enough to deal with from the FBI. I wouldn't dare disagree with Joe in charge.
That's fucking right. Also, I'm putting my girl Snootles up into cringe tier.
Dude.
Eat shit, Joe.
Damn, how did you unhack my hack?
Called Elon.
No wonder he hasn't answered my email.
Who did you put on this tier list, Joe?
Some high tier strange?
You mean some jailbait? Get these children out of here.
You're such a pussy, Barack. At least Joe spoke the truth. Those ladies could get it.
Shut your statutory mouth, Bill.
I'm in the Caribbean right now. You think I give a shit?
We'll have fun there alone.
Nice one, Barack.
You kicked Bill.
Why should I not kick you too?
I'm cool. For the tier list, Barack.
That's more like it. Now, as I was saying, we're on to the Age of the Empire again. How about Hera?
She's great, mommy vibes.
Her video game appearance in Squadrons was pretty fine.
She isn't quite as thick as other twees, but she's actually a princess, too.
Another satisfying Filoni creation, but I didn't really dig the art style compared to Clone Wars.
It was her kind heart that was the most attractive to me.
Oh, you're so wholesome, bro.
Shut up. Are we thinking A or S tier?
I'd be lower for her than most in S tier right now, but I think she fits in there.
Sexy for sure.
Cool. Okay, Joe, now Ahsoka from Rebels.
Yay!
I don't think she's S tier. Rebels graphics makes her look far different, and they even abandoned this look in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I agree. We can split Ahsoka into both her Rebels and live-action appearances.
It's not like she looked bad in Rebels.
Not bad, per se, just not as good as,
Not as good as what, Donnie?
You know what? I forgot what I was going to say. I think A tier is fine for Rebels Ahsoka.
I would be at S out of respect, but I agree with the statement you were too scared to make.
God damn it. Okay, now there were a couple of moms shown in the Bad Batch and Tales of the Jedi recently. How do we feel about Ahsoka and Hera's moms?
This is awesome.
Okay, I think they are both S tier. Just older clones of the best looks from each character.
Hera's mom is actually hotter than Hera, though.
Yeah, that's true. Plus, the French accent hit me too.
Okay, Eleni in S tier. How about Pavti?
I like S tier, although my previous statement doesn't apply here.
Yeah, I think she's high in attractive tier.
I'm with you, Donnie. Attractive is fine. All right, now we have the same voice of Pavti, but this time human and in a video game, Iden Versio.
Pretty hot Indian broad. I like that Battlefront campaign, actually.
Too bad she gets old in it.
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
She's pretty hot, but I think if you put her in S tier right now, she's the lowest in there.
True that. I'm feeling A tier for her.
That is fair, but I'd be more generous. Keeping the theme of video games, we have a couple from Knights of the Old Republic.
Great game. Shame Disney didn't like it enough to keep it in canon.
First, the Jedi Master Bastila Shan.
Is this Fennick's great-grandma or something?
It's Shan, not Shand. That would be cool, though.
Okay, it's clear Joe didn't play this game, so what do you think, Barack?
She's sexy as all hell.
Yeah, for sure. Super powerful and super hot. An easy S tier.
I'm glad we can agree on her. Okay, now Darth Talon.
Hell yeah.
The Darth Maul Twi'lek? I thought she was strictly a creation of pornographic artists.
No, Joe, she's real. Or just in legends, so I guess not real.
It doesn't matter. She's everything Aayla is, but with the dark side and cool tattoos. Easy S tier.
I have to support that as well. Barack and I are on a roll.
Sweet. Okay, how about the Night Sister from Jedi Fallen Order, Merrin?
She's fire.
Definitely a good love interest. I loved converting that lesbian.
She has all the good stuff about Mother Touzan except young and way less creepy.
Cal knew he found a dime piece. Even the droids couldn't kill somebody so sexy.
And she even has some nice hair, unlike Ventress. Going back to live action, how do we feel about Jyn A?
She's fine. Pretty basic, but cute.
Yeah, not as hot as Padme or Leia, but still attractive.
Yeah, true. Really nothing more to say about her except she's pretty attractive and has daddy issues.
I changed my mind. S tier.
No, Joe.
We already agreed on A tier. Now, unfortunately, we should go through some of the sequels baddies.
Not only did the sequels have terrible movies, they were also super light on the attractive aliens. Just a bunch of boring humans.
We'll just cover the main ones. How about Rey?
Really the only woman of note, although I think she's even less attractive than Jyn.
I think she's pretty hot.
She's athletic and has a cute face, not very sexy, though.
I would argue that she's much hotter in the tattered clothes look than anything else, and if you did that to Padme or Leia, it would blow your minds how much hotter they are than Rey.
I agree. She has a big forehead.
Damn, okay, where do we put her then?
B tier is fine.
I could go A tier, but she's really low in there.
I'll put her in bangable.
Good enough.
Okay, now Rose.
She's just cringe in general.
Okay, let's take a second and admit that Kelly Marie Tran is actually really hot, but it's like they intentionally made her look bad.
Who the fuck cut her hair like that?
Usually you can get away with a bad character if they are extremely attractive. This time they screwed up everything.
Where do we think?
I'm saying cringe.
Yeah, that's good. Not D or F.
Sure, now Captain Huldo.
She can go into Forsaken for what she's done to us.
Stop overreacting. This isn't a film ranking.
Fine, if you can forget everything that she stands for and has done throughout her entire appearance, then I guess she's kind of hot.
Give Laura Dern props. She's aged like fine wine.
The purple hair made her look like she was actively having a midlife crisis, but other than that, she's super attractive.
Okay, but I'll go no higher than B tier.
That's good. I wouldn't want her higher than Rey.
Cool. We're leaving the rest of them in the sequels behind before I get angry.
Thank you.
On to The Mandalorian. How do we feel about Cara Dune?
Choke me, mommy.
Joe, shut the fuck up. I think Gina Carano is awesome, and I love WWE.
Figures you love that shit. It's for losers.
This is why I'm better for America than you, Joe. I don't hate, I appreciate.
Big cap. All you do is hate.
Chill out, you two. Where are we ranking this tank?
This video is brought to you by World of Tanks.
Wait, really? We're sponsored?
Nah, I'm just practicing for when we are.
You're such a weirdo.
Well, I think Cara deserves attractive.
I'm not really into bodybuilder chicks.
You could have fooled me looking at your wife's shoulders.
You're just jealous that she's more athletic right now than you've ever been.
You could be right, honestly. I think Cara's attractive.
I'd be at C tier because of Joe's choking comment, but sure. Now it's Peli.
The engineer? Really? You might as well put Bill Burr on this list.
I would smash after a couple spotchkas at the cantina.
Are you kidding me? And risk some sort of weird Jawa STD?
I'm leaning toward Don. He makes a fair point.
She's the only human in don't to me.
Maybe she would be B tier at like 20.
I guess fewer Jawas would have been through her at that point, sure.
Don't, it is then. How about Mando's ex-girlfriend?
The crazy twee. Nah, bro. I guarantee Mando has had better babes than this creepy chick.
I'm not touching that.
She's still a twee, so she's not ugly.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's ugly either, just not on the level of the Twi'leks in S tier.
So like bangable?
That's okay.
Cool, now the deadly bounty hunter, Fennick Shand.
She is crazy hot.
You can't deny it.
Y'all know she's almost 60?
What?
That's blowing my mind. She's only 20 years younger than me.
You look like you could die any second. She looks like someone on a magazine cover.
Good for her. She's my age and still looks like she's in her 20s or 30s.
Sexy for sure.
Yeah, S tier is good.
Sweet. Now we have Frog Lady.
Are you fucking serious?
Not really. Joe?
No, I can't do it. Worst MILF on the list.
Forsaken.
Okay, now Bo-Katan.
My Mandalorian queen.
Okay, she is dummy thick.
The perfect look. The animated Bo was pretty hot, but the live action performance from Katie Sackhoff makes her look crazy sexy.
For once, the live action version is thicker than the animated one.
Katie could get my sack off. I've loved her since Battlestar Galactica.
Katie is low-key one of the greatest sci-fi waifus of all time.
Just put her in S tier. If I think about her S one more time, I'm going to have to leave disc.
Understood. Now Bo-Katan's friend Koska Reeves.
Oh, yeah, she's kinky.
Another wrestling star, Sasha Banks, is super hot in real life, too.
I'm not quite as sexy with her. She might be kinky, but she always has resting bitch face.
I totally agree. If she wasn't so combative, then she would probably be hotter.
At least attractive, though, right?
Yeah, facts.
cool with me. All right, Joe, how about live-action Ahsoka?
If there is a heaven or even a hell where this Ahsoka would bang me, please send me there when I die.
Fuck's sake, Joe, chill out. She is sexy as hell, we all know.
Rosario Dawson has been in a ton of stuff in her career, but she made every Star Wars fan happy by answering the call from a fan for her to play Ahsoka.
Although not as thick as Bo-Katan, Ahsoka is still very sexy.
She looks a lot like Clone Wars Ahsoka. It's wild. It's even closer than Bo-Katan to Katie Sackhoff. And they are literally the same person.
They did so good on her. I'm very glad they went away from her Rebels look.
True, and she's just such a badass in her appearance.
Solid sexy tier. She might be the sexiest.
Agreed. Okay, now the female Tusken from Book of Boba Fett.
I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's hard to say. What do they even look like?
Pretty unclear.
I mean, I guess she has a nice body, but if she's just going to make that annoying donkey screeching the whole time, then that's cringe.
I agree. Sandy Cheeks is cringe.
Okay, now the female Hutt of the twins.
Don't put Hutts in this fucking list, and that includes Lizzo.
Fine, Don. Sheesh. I'll put her with Mama. Okay, guys, now Garza Fwip.
Oh my God, she's perfect.
This bitch is hot enough to cut through blast doors.
The madam of these type of establishments is always the best in bed, too.
Boba Fett is the most Sigma man in the galaxy for turning her down.
It was probably out of fear. Fennick was right there.
Garza is seriously caked up. Jennifer Beals is another one that's my age.
The casting director seriously went to Hollywood with Tinder set to age 60 and bagged the sexiest women alive at that age.
Why the hell is every Twi'lek so fucking hot?
The same reason black people dominate sports.
That's messed up.
That's actually facts, and I despise you for it.
It's cool to see a Twi'lek that has a regular human skin tone rather than that of a random starburst.
I personally like the tropical flavored Twi'leks, but Garza is too damn sexy for that to matter. When she exploded, I fell to my knees and screamed, "No!" like Vader when he found out Padme died.
She's just way too sexy. S tier, now.
I knew that was coming. Okay, now Garza's little yellow minion.
Doesn't she have a name?
Nope.
Why is she even on here then?
I figured we would complete the Twi'lek rainbow.
With yellow, the worst color for a Twi'lek?
That's racist, Donald. Stop Asian hate.
It's even more racist to think that's what I meant.
I still think she's pretty hot.
She's not going in A or S tier looking like piss.
Well, now I think she's hotter.
I'm not giving you a lot for this take, Don, but I'll put her in bangable, I guess.
That's fine.
All right, guys, last one I have is the Quarren Princess.
The squid, come on.
I'd tap that. Akbar Jr. is a lucky guy.
Gross F tier.
The tentacle thing she was doing was something.
Okay, I'll go don't.
Whatever, sure, just ignore the gnarly beak.
Shit, are we done?
Not yet, Joe. I think we should do something special with these waifu lists.
Top 10 Rule 34 images?
No! Shut up. We're going to rank the sexy tier in order and find out who is the sexiest.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah, and so we should start backwards. Who do we think is the least attractive in S?
I'm thinking it's actually Leia. She kind of looks basic compared to the other aliens and goddesses and shit.
That's a fair point, Don. Respect for the original trilogy can only carry her so far.
True, but it is still fair to put her in S tier. It was really her attitude and the plot that made her more sexy than anyone else below.
The gold standard, I can totally respect it.
Were we thinking of any names at the same time?
I was kind of leaning toward Ventress and Merrin.
I guess so. She needed an alternate look with very long hair.
Okay, any other names cross your minds?
I was thinking Hera and Luminara soon, too.
Luminara should be above at least half of the remaining. There's no way Fennick or the New Republic Jedi are above Luminara, especially Merrin.
Yeah, I think Merrin goes next for sure. The thickness will probably win the day.
I agree. So who's hotter, Bastilla or Fennick?
Oof, that's a tough one. I think Bastilla is slightly hotter.
I don't really think so, but I haven't seen a lot of her because I wasn't into that game.
It was probably too complex for you. I remember when the boys tried to get you into World of Warcraft.
You're not wrong.
I'll take Bastilla over Fennick, just barely. Now who's hotter, either them or Hera?
I like Hera way more.
I don't agree.
Well, I do. And since Hera's mom is hotter than her, who is hotter, Luminara or Hera's mom?
Luminara?
Eleni.
I guess it's up to me.
Barack, the thickness.
Okay, you're right. Luminara over Eleni.
Fuck that.
It's okay, Don. We are splitting hairs with that one.
I do understand that Jedi are slightly hotter because they could kill you easily with their minds.
And who knows what kind of force abilities could apply here.
That's my argument for the daughter.
How'd you know I was going to mention her next?
I knew it was coming, but I'm very high on her top 5.
Who else would be under her?
Shit.
Okay, then, top 5.
Top 5 and 3 of them are tweez.
Who's the least attractive here?
Damn, this is tough.
Okay, well, Talon and Aayla are basically the same, but dark side or light. But who's hotter between them?
I don't know. I almost want to say Talon because she's bad and they are probably better in bed.
I almost want to say the same.
I have to protest. Ayla's the exception when it comes to Jedi being unwilling.
Oh my my God, you might be right, and you wouldn't have to deal with that toxic dark side energy.
So close, I really don't feel strongly for or against either choice.
I'm going to go ahead and say Aayla is hotter.
Thank you. I was getting a headache.
Okay, now that we know that, do we think Bo-Katan is hotter than any of the aliens?
Shit.
No, I don't think so.
I think maybe Ahsoka?
No fucking way. You look like the camel that Luke drinks from.
No need to get personal, Joe. I acknowledge that all 5 women here are the sexiest in the galaxy.
I have to agree with Joe through his outburst. Bo-Katan is the hottest human in the galaxy. But if you got to pick between a human and an alien in a waifu tier list, the alien gets the edge for the rarity.
I guess you're right.
Top 4 are tough. I think Ahsoka goes #1 over these tweez.
I don't agree at all. She's a hero to the audience and very visually appealing, but she's missing the absolutely immense yayas that the tweez have.
Oh boy, this is tough. Who's hotter, Ahsoka or Aayla?
This question has entirely stumped me.
What about experience, though? Sure, Aayla is curious about love, but she probably only gave in a few times realistically. Meanwhile, Ahsoka had been removed from the Jedi Temple for like 20-something years, learning all sorts of fun stuff.
He does have a point. She even said some shit in Mandalorian Season 2 that she loves trying new things, even if they're bad, because they're memorable.
Oh, shit. Are we really saying Ahsoka over Aayla and Talon right now?
It's been said.
I'm agreeing with Joe here, Donnie.
Well, what about Garza?
Dude, I've been avoiding her. I'm about to have a panic attack.
Garza is over Aayla. I said it.
Oh my God, you might be right.
Nah, dude. Aayla is way younger, more fit, and force sensitive.
You don't know Garza's metachlorian count?
I do know her body count is probably a ton higher, so she would for sure be better in bed.
When we ranked her, you said yourself that the madams are always the best in bed.
Fuck! You've convinced me. Her rack makes me want to play E.T. by Katy Perry at max volume.
So who will it be then, Ahsoka or Garza?
This is a harder choice than the last 2 elections combined.
Facts, it's a complete toss-up.
Garza Fwip wins.
No, Donnie. Ahsoka should be the winner.
So it's really up to me, huh? Convince me who's the sexiest Star Wars alien.
Twi'leks are better than Togruta in general.
Ahsoka is younger and force sensitive.
Garza is a little older, sure, but she's still the madam, so she's more experienced and probably knows massages and all sorts of stuff for better business. Plus, you can have a spa day with her.
Ahsoka is probably down for whatever, like we've established.
Garza probably was too for the right price.
Ahsoka is still extremely athletic, and force powers could come into play here.
I'm still completely undecided.
Garza is taller than Boba Fett, who's supposed to be 6 foot tall, so she's much taller than Ahsoka. She's got the thickness over Ahsoka, and I think she's just barely better than Ahsoka in most, if not all, categories that apply here.
Damn, I'm thinking...
You know it's Ahsoka Barack.
I'm going with Garza Fwip, sexiest in the galaxy.
Bro, no, you betrayed me.
Sorry, man. Donnie made the case.
Bro, there's literally thousands of pornographic pictures of Ahsoka online, and there's like a dozen of Garza Fwip.
Most of those are underage anyways. Garza just got released last year. Give them time to draw.
This is bullshit. And you all know that Clone Wars Ahsoka clearly would have won.
No, Joe.
I will admit that she was slightly more attractive in the Clone Wars art style. FBI, open up! Joe, you motherfucker!
Did he just get swatted?
Yeah, bro, I was trying to entrap him the whole time. Should add to the charges.
Do you think he'll be okay? I heard a lot of shooting.
I've done this to him like 15 times. He should know what to do by now.
Okay, well, that's the list.
That's fair, I guess. I'm glad my Snootles change stuck.
You're an asshole, Joe. How did I not see that?
Too late to change it now.
Oh, well, you got me this time.
If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. If we missed your favorite alien, then put them in the comments or tell us the top 5 of your own Star Wars waifus.
Maybe after 20K subs, we'll have our next waifu list.
That's way too far, bro.
Not if everyone watching hits that subscribe button.
You heard him. We need Super Hose or Game of Thrones baddies lists.
Bye, guys.